Hello friends, in this video I am going to discuss some of the tips which are very useful for you during your online teaching and learning. So without wasting time, I am going to start these 5 tips. First of all, I want to discuss the benefit of these 5 features we are using in our teaching learning. So number one is creating duplicate form. In this video, I'll discuss how to create a duplicate form so that you can collaborate and create a shared resource in the form which is your own resource also. Collaborating with the form with co-teachers, uploading resources on team and keep your favorite teams on the top. For example, we are there in so many teams, but out of them there are 4-5 teams which we want to access every day, almost every day. So how to keep those teams on the top and creating live event for your school. So this is the new feature added to the teams. So let's have benefit of all these features. Let's proceed. Now I am demonstrating the first two tips together. Forms, we have already learned, we have already used forms to collect the responses or to use it as a quiz or a kind of objective type test paper. The issue is when there are more than one section or we want to distribute our test with all the sections, with all the students, but at the same time I want to keep the result of every class separate, the result of every teacher separate. So what is the tip is, if you click on share, there are 3 type of links. The first link, send and collect responses. Teachers can give this link by using which students can respond and they can collect the responses. Number 2 link is share as a template. Now we can create our form. The same form can be used, can be created as a template. So anyone with the link can duplicate. When I say copy and I paste this on browser window, or I can send this to my peer teachers by the means of WhatsApp or by mail. So when they click on this link, they can duplicate this form and can have their own editing. They can delete the question, they can change the question, they can modify the question, or they can add the question. The benefit of this is teachers can collaborate upon one form. At the same time, they will have individual response sheet of their own class. So this is surely going to increase the performance, improve the performance. At the same time, work collaboration will reduce the workload of the teacher. Next is how to make a teacher, how to make a peer as a collaborator. When you give this option, people in my organization can view and edit. When you copy this form and share this link with your co-teachers, they will be able to edit the same form. So how you can use this feature? You can collaborate, like 4 teachers are there. You can divide the portion. Suppose you want to create 30 questions. So you can divide the work amongst yourself at the same time. All 4 can work together in a shared mode. So it will going to help you in case of you want to work collaboratively and create a common test paper. For example, for class 10, physics, chemistry, maths, 3 teachers are there to create one common test. So they can create this test by sharing the collaborative link. So these are the first 2 tips which were related to teams, which were related to forms, sorry. So in this way, you can increase the worth of using forms in your classroom teaching. Thank you. I'll proceed thank you. I am proceeding to the next tip. Tip is to upload the resources on team for your virtual class. Like in our class, we distribute so many resources and we want to give some organized resources, some organized lessons, questions and other resources to our students. So this tip is very useful for students and teachers both. One method of class notebook you know already. Another is click on Files tab. This will open, first time it will open empty space. Here you can create different folders, like I have created some folders here to share with my class. You can create new folder or new Word document, Excel workbook, PowerPoint presentation, one notebook or forms for Excel here. So for example, I am creating a folder here, demo folder. So it will create a folder. In this way, same way I have created this folder, file handling. Here you can upload the files. You can upload the files in the folder. Now this folder is very much visible to students and it will give them to download resources very quickly, so you can organize your resources accordingly, and you can copy link of this tab and share with the students. If any other student or the co-teachers or anyone owner of the team has uploaded some resources, you can download this. So this is again one more good and helpful tip for the teachers to upload the resources using Files tab, and this is visible to all the students and easy to download the file from. So this is the fourth tip, how to keep your favorite teams on the top. To access them very easily, and see, I have these 4 teams which I am interacting with them almost every day. So the steps are: click on the team you want to have fixed. Click here on 3 dots, select pin. Once you say pin, this team will comes as a pinned team. So if I want to unpin any team, I'll again click on these 3 dots and just unpin. So this is a very short and quick hack to have your teams organized. My next tip is to create a live event. For this, you go to calendar. In the calendar, if you see, there is an option of live event. When you go to this last tip, that is scheduling a live event. So for scheduling a live event, the steps are: go to calendar where you are setting up the meeting. Click here on this down arrow, select live event. When you select the live event, give here name of your webinar or the event. Then you can have location. Here you can invite presenters to your event group. Here you can write down the email ID of the person you want to add as a presenter. Here you can add date and time for the meeting, for the live event, like you book and you schedule your own classes. So this is the time and date for the meeting. Here you can provide information about the event. The next step is you can select these options. You can create public event also, but this is not available with our plan. So you can see for your school, if this option is available, then you can share this link to outside your organization also. But we have only these 2 options available. People and groups, here I can add some specific people and groups to whom I want to that they should watch the live event. But if I want to conduct webinar for the entire school, I'll select org wide. Everyone in the organization can watch the live event, and here sign in is required. Then you schedule your event. When you schedule your event, you can get this attendee link, copy this and distribute this link to attend the meeting. Before your live event starts, you can cancel, but after you have started with the event, you cannot cancel that. And live event resources can also be available after the event. You can copy this link and share with the others for the live event. But here only people from your organization can join. And after that you can close this or you can start with the event. Now I'll show you demonstration on another window where I'll show you how the image how the event will look like. Here I have already logged in with one demonstration ID, and I'll open my live event with this link. I have already signed in. If you are not signed in, it will ask you to sign in. So it is initiating the event. See what it is going to show. The live event has not started. If you see, here we have only the option of device setting. This is the user view you are just watching. This view will be available to the user as we have a restricted plan of live event. We don't have all the options available, but with the available options also we can do something which can meet to our requirement. So here in the live event, I can start first with sharing. I can share a particular window, or I can share a desktop. Even I can share a live user with starting with video camera on. So now once you set up all the things what you are going to show, if you are going to show a presentation, your presentation should be opened. Then you can start send live. As I have selected my desktop, when I move to another window, it will show that only. So I am starting it. And when you are creating any event live and showing it live, it will have 10 to 20 seconds delay when it reaches to the user. So if you see this, if you see, your event will look like this, right? So as I have selected my desktop, so if I select the person view, it will show you the person view. So you can see it is just sharing my desktop content, and you can just go back in the video and you can see this is user view. Now I'll come to the organizer view. So this is organizer view which we are showing, and this is my live event. This is my desktop which is being queued. So there will be a lag of 10 to 15 seconds to the to reach to the user's screen. So you can stop sharing the screen once you are changing. And what will look at the live event window? It will look the live event will continue in a moment. So here you can change your screen. You can change what you want to display on the screen. In this small period of time you can change, and at the audience side you will see this event, this screen. So thank you so much. You can end the event from here. This will end the live event. And on the user side, this will look the live event has ended. So in this way, you can create a live event for your school to conduct webinar for the entire school. So friends, we have discussed these 5 points in the video, and most important, I know you want to create this live event tip for your school. Thank you so much for patience listening. Please give your comments about this video in the comment section. Thank you so much.